Welcome to Bookwood. I'm glad you chose to spend some time with me. If we haven't met before, my name is Mashou and I create bookish and journalish content over here on YouTube. In this video, I'm going to read for TBRathon, the weekend readathon of April. Maybe you can tell because starting these vlogs, cozy it up in my bedroom is starting to become a habit, but maybe it's a style like any other. And this month we are reading for the genre classics. So if you didn't heard of TBRathon before, it is organized by Leandra from Leandra the TBR Zero. I will leave the announcement video down below and up here in the corner. So if you want to participate, you still can because it's quite free in how you organize it. We needed an author that is deceased. We needed a piece of furniture or an architectural element on the cover. And as always, a book recommended by a booktuber. Up till now, I managed to every time pick a book that fits all four of these prompts, or all three prompts and the genre. This month, unfortunately, my book was not recommended on BookTube, but maybe that's because it is too old. I will be reading, let me grab it. Rouletabille chez le Tsar by Gaston Leroux, and you can see this book is from my library and it's out of their stock. So it's a book that is not on the shelves themselves. It is put away. That's why it's called Reserve. La Réserve, it is like a pantry, a place where you put things you do not use daily and stuff like that. And as I have shown in my TBR video, Gaston Leroux is a deceased author. And also he is considered to be the writer of classic French crime stories. And he's known, maybe you don't know his name, but I bet you heard of The Phantom of the Opera, which is one of its Gothic books. But he's also the author of The Secret of the Yellow Room, which is way more popular and which is the first book in this series. As far as I know, in this book, we are going to follow the same young journalist, Joseph Rouletabille. Rouletabille is not his last name, it is a surname that he has been given. Prior to the first book, he's introduced that way, and he's a journalist. And he's now famous after the case of the Yellow Room, but also of the Mystery of the Lady in Black, which is slight of a second part to the first book, in which he investigates more personal things that come up during and that are linked to the Mystery of the Yellow Room. And Joseph, I want to say Gaston, but that's the author. Joseph is sent off by his newspaper to make some documentary on Russia. That's the official version, but unofficially, he has been invited by the Tsar because someone is trying to kill a general that somehow is already sentenced to death. But they want to keep him alive for some reason. I don't get well how this will work. That's why it makes me very curious. And so Gaston again, Joseph goes off to Russia to investigate these things and to protect basically this general. I have heard about this book that the descriptions of Russia are accurate. So this book is old. Oh, that's a cat wanting to come in. It's old, so it will not be up to date to today's Russia, I guess, but that for the time period, it is correct. And as you can see, this book has some both prompts. Fact, it has the architectural elements, and we have a piece of furniture. I'm gonna let in this cat first. and I'm going to install myself to read. I'll catch up with you tomorrow to see how I feel about the start of this book. It's Saturday morning, and I am coming back to you to tell you about the very small part that I read in Rouletabille chez le Tsar yesterday evening. I read about an hour, about 44 pages, so there is not much I can tell you. We started the book right away in Russia, and we got to know the Russian cast before Rouletabille came in to the story, and we saw him arrive there as well, and starting the first hour or so of his investigation. So there is not more to that than for now to this book, but I already cleared up my confusion about the reason why they would try to protect a general that is condemned to the death penalty from someone who wants to murder him. This general was following orders during a very bloody break of resistance in Russia. I'm not sure if this is an historical event, but it might. I need to look that up for the next time. And the revolutionaries, people condemned him to death, not the Tsar. And the murder attempts on his life are the follow-up of this condemnation to death penalty by the revolutionaries, and not anything else. Or for now, that is the idea. So I'm not sure if that would be at the end what is coming out, but for now, that is the idea that we are working with. I am very enchanted by this book. I expected a older French, so I'm not sure. This edition is from the 1960s. Let me see for the exact year. 1962. So I don't know if it is rewritten in more modern French, or if this is the original text. I hope it's the original one, but it is reading quite easy. I felt that was a little bit less the case with The Mystery of the Yellow Room. So I will do some chores this morning, and then I will hop in to reading again. And of course, I will be trying to attend Leandra's sprint. For me, they are at 3 in the afternoon.
Hello everyone! Welcome to TBRathon Sprint!
Let's do a quick update on Rouletabille chez le Tsar. I made quite some progress yesterday during the sprints, and I am very curious where this book is going to. So we are living in this house. It's like a villa, but it's isolated, together with all the characters that are in the story. So Rouletabille, the general whose life is threatened, his wife, his daughter, and they are regularly visited by two friends, two boys that are wanting to marry the daughter. We are in a very long time ago, so this would be quite normal. And there are some servants they absolutely trust. So again, for this book, we have a locked room mystery, which I highly enjoy reading as a mystery. and Rouletabille is doing all his strange investigations. It feels like already 1/3 in, we have an idea, or he has an idea about what is happening. But with a whole lot of book to go, I guess that we might be led on a false path, and that we have still some surprises to come to. I will do some more reading today, and we'll see tomorrow how the story evolved. Yesterday I managed to finish the whole first part of Rouletabille chez le Tsar, and it ended on a quite strange note. It is not half the book, and it ends with Rouletabille preparing to leave for France again, saying he solved the mystery, and he goes to find the head of police, and I think it's secret police, that is taken over now the case again to give him a lot of information. So I got quite confused with, well, I do not understand what exactly is going on. There's no solution given to the reader at that point. I didn't figure it out myself, which I didn't expect to do. This is not something that was possible in the first two books. So I think that the solution is something that will need to be provided. And I hope that I will be able to read to the complete second half, or the second part, which is slightly over half, today. It's Monday evening and I finished Rouletabille chez Le Tsar. I'm happy that I managed to finish it all over the Easter weekend, even with the egg hunt we did and other activities we had this weekend. And I must say that in the second half I got a little bit confused. Well, it is partly also already at the end of the first part, when Rouletabille gives all the information to the police officer. He still wants to speak to Natasha, which is the daughter of the general that is the main victim in this book. Would say he doesn't die, nobody dies. No, yes, one person dies. And he really wants to speak to her, but she refuses. And then one night he does get an invite to come at a dinner party, and from there things will go wrong again, or wrong. He will be invested in this case again. There's not much I can tell for not spoiling most of the story if you would like to explore it one day. But we will see a Rouletabille who doubts about himself and the effects that has on him. In this story, it is something that didn't came up that obviously in the first two books. But also I feel that the knot of the intrigue is way more complicated. We do have more side lines and side paths we go on that could be part of the investigation and then are not. A little bit like I had in Leviathan, a little bit too many maybe, and also very political, and I feel I have a little lack in Russian revolutionary history, so there are things that I maybe didn't understood fully. But in the end, we had a typical Rouletabille type of resolution. And what I really liked about it was that it could have been so obvious if only it would cross your mind, and it didn't cross mine. So that made me feel like really surprised. But there are lots of little insects bothering me tonight. Well, we have a very nice sunset. I think this is also a good moment to close off this vlog. I hope that you had a great Easter weekend, and that if you participated in TBRathon, you got to read what you wanted to read. I invite you to subscribe to this channel if you want to see what I am going to read in the month of April. See you soon!